step by step on business. That's on my mama, watch me spin on me and split, now I can't feel it. We in the trap, we sold the city on my biddy. Take these diamonds off and show you how we lit it.
Welcome back to episode 10, Double Digits. We back with another podcast. As you know, as always, I'm your host, Khalil. With me, I got your host, Daywan.
You?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And today we got another special guest on. We got my boy, Marshall. Marshall, you got anything you want to
Go Gators.
say? So this is a special episode. This is college football preview episode. We got a lot to talk about with the college season starting on Thursday. Week 1 is officially starting on Thursday. We got our top 5 week 1 games. We're going to jump into that. We got our NY6 bowl prediction plus national championship predictions. We got to win Heisman, and then who we have as dark horses as well that can get into the playoffs that we may not have in the playoffs right now. Without further ado, kick it off, Daywan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. We are now on episode 10. Small milestone. We got much more to go. First, we're going to talk about college football week 1. Talk about our top 5 week 1 games. First game we're going to start off talking about is Utah versus Florida. Let our guest Marshall start this one off. What you got to say about this one, bro?
Let the Gator fan go.
Yes. I know you see me post earlier that the quarterback not playing tomorrow, so you know I'm happy. You know I'm real happy.
Cam Rising is out for this game.
Yeah, Cam Rising is out. He gave us hell last year. I'm not gonna lie. They got a pretty decent tight end. He put up good numbers. He put up like over 100 good receiving yards against us. As long as our defense hold and our new quarterback Graham Mertz, he hold, we'll be all right. I like it best by 14.
Oof.
Oh, I
I
mean,
like this by 14.
I'm not gonna lie, I was going back and forth on this, and I was leaning towards Utah, and then I got the news today that Cam Rising is out, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to go take Florida in this game just because Cam Rising is out. I'm not a big Graham Mertz fan. Seen what he was. I
He's
seen what
trash.
yeah, like I seen
He
him
was
at.
trash as fuck at Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've seen him at Wisconsin,
Real
bro. It wasn't
carry.
anything good. I don't
He was
expect him to.
garbage.
I don't expect him to move to the SEC and all of a sudden be, this different player or anything like that. But I think, like Marshall said, I think the defense will show up, especially, you're playing a quarterback who's only, I think, played one game, started one game, got the advantage there, especially with the veterans that y'all still have on that defense side of the ball. Yeah, I'm going with Florida in this one.
Now, going into this game, outright, I was like, Utah about to roll Florida. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Florida beat Utah last year. They beat them. But you got Cam Rising returning back for another season. I mean, I don't know how he has another year of eligibility. That's not to me,
like
but
30.
whatever.
COVID.
Yep, I guess COVID helped him out. But right when I got the news that Cam Rising was going to be hurt and not playing week 1, and they back up with me playing, who's only got 1 game of experience, I'm just like, this game is Florida's game to lose. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. In no way am I saying this is going to be easy with Florida. It's not going to be easy at all. But I feel like Florida's defense is a solid defense. It's going to get to Utah. I feel like I got Florida winning this, but it's not going to be by 14, like he said. I think it's going to be like within like 7 to 10. I'm going to say that.
I think we got to see what it is. That's like, this is the thing with college football. We don't know.
It's so unpredictable.
What he's going to look like because there's no preseason or anything like that. So maybe he is a legit quarterback, but if not, I think Florida might run away with that game.
All right, we'll see. All right, let's move on to the next game. We're going to talk about North Carolina versus South Carolina.
Ooh.
Who you got, Marshall?
I got North Carolina by 3. I ain't gonna lie. That quarterback, he made me a believer last year. He made me a believer. But I want to see what he gonna do against a real defense. I seen a bowl game when they played NC State. He folded when he had a real defense on him. But I'm not gonna lie, the NC State defense was ranked top 10 in the nation last year too. So we'll see. I like them by 3 though. I like them by 3. I was contemplating on it, but I like them by 3.
Well, I'm going with South Carolina. I'm not the biggest Drake May fan. I'll be the first to say it. I'm not high on Drake May like everybody else is. They calling him number two pick and next year draft, all that. I don't know about all that. But what I do know is that Spencer Rattler is going to look good, especially in year 2 at South Carolina. You've seen the progression and the steps he made, later in the season last year at South Carolina when they went out there and beat Tennessee and all that. I think they just take that hype train to this season, keep it going. and I think they can take that game.
I'm with Khalil on this one. Now, I got South Carolina winning. I think Spencer Rattler this year, he's going to make a jump. He's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, in my opinion, hopefully this year. I mean, first year Oklahoma, he was kind of disappointing. He's a bit overrated. He wasn't where he's supposed to be. He transferred to South Carolina. South Carolina year one, it didn't go too well until the end of the season. He's really came on and progressed. I just feel like him and the boys going to come up ready to play against UNC. I got South Carolina winning this.
Love it. I love it.
For sure.
Like I said, man, I'm not the biggest Drake May guy, but that's a story for another day.
For sure. All right, let's move on to the next game. We got Duke versus Clemson. Go ahead, Marshall. What you got, bro?
I said Clemson by 10. Only reason why I say Clemson by 10 because Duke they actually did something last year. I want to see if they do the same thing they did last year. They do this year. Let's see if they can redo it. They went bowling. They had a pretty good season. So we'll see if they can make something happen. But I still got Clemson. Dabo, he got it all locked up over there, Clemson. I like him by 10.
Not gonna lie, I got Clemson as well, and Kate Klubnik, I trust, former 5-star, pretty much, kind of ran DJ out of there. He put the pressure on him, and I think they have one of the best running backs in the nation, and Will Shipley. They got one of the best defenses, and they have one of the best linebackers in the nation, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. We talked about him before when we was talking about top college players. I told y'all about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. He's a dog. Definitely going to be a future first-round pick. But, I mean, Clemson's just way more talented than that Duke team. Like, Duke is a solid team. They're going to, have a winning record. They're going to go bowling this year. I think they'd be respectable within the ACC conference. But we kind of touched on this before when we was giving our ACC rankings. Is the top 2 teams and everybody else under it. So I got Clemson running away with this one.
I'm not even waste your time too much. I got Clemson in this one too. I'm not saying it's gonna be a blowout, but I mean Duke can be one of those surprise teams in the ACC. I just don't got them for it. When we did our ACC rankings, I had Duke outside the top 5. Khalil had them within the top 5. I think Clemson too much. I think Cade Klubnik is gonna turn up. Him and Will Shipley, they're gonna turn up. Their offense is solid. The offense is always going to firepower. They got one of the best linebackers, like Khalil said, one of the best defensive players in all of college football, and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. That defense is always going to be solid. I think Dabo and these boys, they don't get this dub. I think this one's probably going to be pretty easy. I'm going to say Clemson by 21 or more.
Ooh 21?
I'm just yeah.
I get them boys a fight 10. I said 10 piece.
10 piece?
I said 10 piece.
All right, let's move on to the next game. We got Colorado versus TCU. Deion is debuting with his Colorado boys. What you got, Marsh?
I ain't buying into the hype. He got to prove himself to me. I mean, he got all them boys up there. I don't know. I got TCU by 10. TCU bringing back the same formula. They gonna be doing the same thing. Them boys got to prove something to me. They run away from the Pac-12 too, but we ain't gonna talk about it. But they got to prove something to me. I feel like they don't do it first year. They do it second year.
Man, not gonna lie, bro. I like what Deion got going on over there, but they're not ready yet just to compete with, TCU or anything like that. I'm taking TCU in this one. When you look at what Colorado is going to look like week 1, they got 4 starters that was on that team last year. That's going to be starting and playing. They only got 4 players, period. That's going to give y'all meaningful snaps on that team from last year. That was a 1-11 team, so I completely understand it. They have talent out there with Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr. You got Monty McClain, 5-star. You bring in Shador, his son. But I just feel like TCU this is a team that was just in a national championship. Yes, they lost a lot, but there's still some players that's on that team from that national championship team. And I think TCU is going to show them like there's levels to what this is in the Power 5 conference.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to see Deion and all these transfers like Travis Hunter, Jimmy Horn Jr., like Shador coming over, all these players, like Khalil said, they only bring back 4 starters from last year. This is a whole revamped Colorado team, but I just don't think they're ready to compete yet. Maybe just like Marshall said, maybe in a year or 2, we'll turn up and see something. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. This is where we're going to just see what this Colorado team is made of against the college football playoff runner-ups. We're gonna see it, but I got TCU in this game. I got them by at least 10 or more, like y'all said. I don't think it's gonna be easy. I mean, TCU lost a lot due to the NFL draft, but I don't see Deion and Colorado winning this one.
Too early for them. I think
It is.
personally, it's just too early for them. They're going to show that they have talent, but I think where it's really going to lack, and some people have said this already, is in the trenches. Like that's really what makes the difference in college football is those big boys in the trenches. Look at the best teams out there; they get it done in the trenches to begin with. But I think that's where the time to develop those type of players going to show in this game.
For sure. All right, let's top 5 game for week 1.
The game of the week.
This is definitely the game of the week. That's why I saved the best for last. You got LSU traveling to Orlando to face Florida State in the game of the week. What you got, man? Talk to me, Marshall.
It's gonna be crazy.
You better not become a hater.
I like Florida State by 6. Jordan Travis, I am not gonna lie. He made me a believer last year. I hate to say it, he made me a believer last year. Easily a Heisman finalist. Easily. I feel like they get it done again this year.
True, man. Just looking at the landscape, bro. I think, and like you look at these are like two of the most talented teams in the nation too. This is a big matchup.
That's what I'm saying.
But I think LSU get their lick back from last year.
Ooh,
I think they get their lick back. They was right there. They was on the doorstep of winning that game. You got to remember too, that was Brian Kelly's first game at LSU.
Right.
Like first
right.
bullets in the fire. But I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a runaway. I think it'd be a close game. This is gonna be a 1-score game. This is gonna go down to the wire like it did last year. These are like two evenly matched teams. When you look at the rosters and the star power, like Jaden Daniels, Jordan Travis on the other end, you got Malik Neighbors on one side. You got
Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, like he got the cheat. Like I feel like they're gonna be evenly matched. It's gonna come down. This is gonna be one of them games that come down to who has the football last, in my opinion. But I think LSU pulls it out late.
What you got?
Honestly, this game, it was so hard predicting because I want to see both of these teams succeed. I'm gonna talk about these two teams later in a different topic, but I want to see both of these two teams succeed. Like, yeah, Jordan Travis on one side, Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman, Jaheim Bell, Trey Benson. And on the other side, yeah, Jaden Daniels, Harold Perkins, all the offensive talent, guys in trenches on the D-line, they tough too. I got LSU by 3-6. I'm gonna say the same thing Khalil said, honestly, like respectfully. And I feel like this game can also affect who can sneak into the college football playoff at the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
Whoever loses this game,
whoever loses is essentially pretty much done.
Oh yeah.
I feel
the only way they make is like whoever loses the game. The only way they make is they gotta win out.
They gotta win out.
They have to win out.
I think that's the hardest thing. Big implications for the playoffs. Just this
week 1. Like off the bat, it's already implications for the college football playoff spot. So it's like both of these teams are ranked high, and it's like I don't want to see the teams lose, but they're both like two of my favorite. These are going to be two of my favorite teams to watch this upcoming year. But I got LSU by at least 3-6. I'm just going to go with that. It hurts to say that because I want to see Jordan Travis go crazy, but I think I like Jaden Daniels more.
Respectable
for sure. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, those are our top 5 games for the week 1 of college football this year. Hey, tune in this week, man. It's going to be an exciting year this year. Make sure y'all watch. College football is very exciting. Who y'all think is going to win week 1? Who is y'all week 1 predictions? What game do you think we left out for week 1? Let us know in the comment section. All right, moving to the second topic of the night. We are going to talk about the college football playoff dark horses. Who do we think can sneak into the college football playoff for the 2023 season? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be listing 2 teams. Just 2 teams. Explain our reason why.
So, this is going to be tough. But I think I got LSU looking from that outside in. I just think, they got a tough schedule. They got to go against Bama. They open up their season against Florida State. But I do have them winning the SEC West. But at the end of the day, you still got to go meet Georgia. And I don't think they get it done against Georgia late. And I think that pushes them out the playoff spot. So very talented team that will be looking from that outside in. And I kind of juxtapose that because my other team that I got looking from the outside in is the team that they're playing this week in Florida State. I just feel like I'm already taking LSU in week one. Like that loss, I think is going to do a lot to, their argument. And like, how do you argue at FSU over LSU when LSU beat them early in the season? When you come down to the polls late, like FSU would just have to show that they're a different team. But like we mentioned, bro, these are two of the most talented teams in the nation and two of the most like you want to watch these teams play late, but I just don't see them getting over a few teams that we're going to talk about in a minute. I think a few teams have an easier path to get there than them. And I think that's going to make all the difference when it comes down to, who gets in, who gets out. I think those are the two that's just sadly going to be looking on the outside end.
All right, Marsh, what you got, man? Who's your two dark horses?
I actually got Bama and Michigan. Everybody been sleeping on Bama. Nobody said nothing about Bama this whole time. Nick Saban is smiling. It's very rare to see Nick Saban smile. He got
Nick Saban.
He
Nick
don't
Saban,
smile.
He don't like when they disrespect Bama. Like he's like, yo, did y'all forget what I just did the past decade or so? Like that's what he thinks. Every time they bring up Georgia and stuff, he's like, we're not done yet. Like, but go ahead, continue.
I respect.
I like Bama and I like Michigan. I like Michigan because I like Blake Corum. I feel like Blake Corum, a healthy season, he do it. I feel like he can take them all the way. And I like that quarterback too. He struck up Ohio State. Last year.
Man, you lucky our other host Dennis not here, man. He'll be going crazy talking about this Ohio State. He'll throw a fit. He'll throw a fit right now. He'll throw a fit right now.
But yeah, I like them two. I like them two to sleep back and get right.
All right, so you got Alabama and Michigan. I'm surprised you said Michigan because honestly, I got Michigan making it. I got Michigan making the college football playoff. So how come you think they're a dark horse though? That's my question to you.
I feel like Ohio State get it done during the regular season and they sneak them in at the back end.
Oh, okay. I heard that's the first time I heard that from anybody besides Dennis.
What, Ohio State?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But to end this one off, first off, I'm gonna talk about LSU. Again, I just talked about LSU with the previous subject. I like this team. I like Brian Kelly. I love Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a top 3 Heisman candidate this year. He was phenomenal last year. He got them to the SEC championship. They got clapped by Georgia, but who didn't get clapped by Georgia? LSU's going to come out the SEC West. LSU's going to definitely come out the SEC West for sure. That's who I got. I got them over Bama. Ooh. But their schedule is tough. Like Khalil said, their schedule is tough. And they got to find a way to sneak in. It's all, I feel like it's all going to depend on that week 1 game. It's also going to come down to that Alabama game as well.
You got to play Florida too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They got their work cut out for them. But again, they got talent on offense. You got Malik Neighbors returning that receiver. The running back room is crazy. You got Noah Kane, John Emery Jr., Josh Williams, and Logan Diggs coming from Notre Dame. Again, we're going to talk about Harold Perkins on defense. He's a sophomore at the linebacker position. You got Mekhi Wingo in the D-line. So it's like LSU, they're a sleeper team in the SEC as well. So I could see them actually sneaking to the college football playoff. They might have 1 loss this year, but I feel like they can get a little push if things fall their way.
I think they just run into that buzz of Georgia, and that's going to be their downfall, I think.
Yeah. Sadly, we hate to see it. But my second team, obviously, is Florida State. I mean, again, another quarterback I love, Jordan Travis, went sicko mode last year. I think Jordan Travis is going to play 2nd or 3rd in the Heisman running this year. 6'7" receiver Johnny Wilson, cheat code. Come on, like he had almost 900 yards last year. He's definitely going to hit 1,000 this year. You bring in Keon Coleman from Michigan State, Jaheim Bell transferring from South Carolina as well. Also, Trey Benson, he almost had 1,000 yards last year, so he's going to be tough in the backfield. Let's not forget about Jared Verse. He's definitely going to be a top 10.
Yeah.
He's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft this upcoming year. So I think LSU, they'll sneak the playoffs for sure. But again, it's going to come down to that week 1 matchup against LSU and also later down the line, their ACC matchups. We just got to see. Like, we honestly just got to see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are our dark horse predictions for the 2023 college football playoffs. Let us know who y'all think we left out. Let us know what y'all think about Marshall saying Michigan is going to be a dark horse. That's a very intriguing one. Let us know what y'all think about our picks. Let us know who had the best. Let us know who had the worst. Let us know who y'all think we left out. Let us know who y'all think is not a sleeper team. Let us know who y'all think is not going to make it, that is projected to make it now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving to the next college football topic. We're going to talk about the New Year's 6 bowl games. 6 bowl games heading into the new year. We're going to talk about who we think is going to make those bowl games, who's going to win those bowl games. We're also going to talk about the college football playoffs and college football championship, who's winning that college football championship games. It's all part of New Year's 6. In my opinion, the regular season of college football is phenomenal, but I love watching the New Year's 6 games. It's so much like talent to watch, who's going to be in the upcoming draft, who's been putting out this year. You're going to see it all in those games. So let's start off with the first game. We are going to talk about the Cotton Bowl. I'm going to kick this one off. The Cotton Bowl is December 29th. It's going to be at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. I got LSU versus Texas.
Ooh.
For the Cotton Bowl. Now, this is not disrespecting neither one of these teams. I think Texas is going to be back, but they're not going to get nowhere near a college football playoff spot. They're going to finish within the top 10, top 15. I got LSU obviously finishing within the top 10. This could be a great game. But again, these two teams, I just said LSU is going to be a dark horse to make the college football playoffs, like I just said, but that's just a prediction. That's just a dark prediction. But I got LSU, Texas for the Cotton Bowl. Winner, I got LSU.
For the Cotton Bowl, I got Tulane making it back to the Cotton Bowl for back-to-back years. But I got Tulane going against Bama and losing to Bama in the Cotton Bowl. I think Tulane is just the best group of 5 team. I think they run through the American, put together a good record. They're not going to be good enough. I don't think they're good enough to, compete for anything nationally as far as, championship, position or anything like that. But I think they're just so much better than what's out there in a group of 5, especially when you have UCF, Cincinnati, Houston leaving to the Big 12. They make some noise out there. But I got Bama as one of them teams that's just not going to – I don't have them in the playoffs. I had them 3rd in the SEC, so I don't have them in the playoffs at all. And I think Bama just going to be way more talented team than Tulane and run through Tulane in a Cotton Bowl.
You're doing Tulane so dirty right now. I mean, you're doing them a favor by having to make a New Year's 6 bowl game. You compliment them, but then you did compliment them by having to make a New Year's 6 bowl game. But you got them getting railed by Alabama for sure, because that's definitely happening. That's happening.
Like, come on. Let's be honest. Like, this not the same. I don't see this as the same Bama team that years past, Bryce Young, Jalen Hurts, to everybody that they had back then. I don't see this as that same team, but they're still one of the best teams in the nation. I think like Tulane is just going to have a good run through the group of 5, but just run into one of the best teams in the nation that's just going to be out on the outside looking in, because there's teams out there that's better than them.
For sure.
Cotton Bowl, I got Penn State and Kansas State. I like Penn State to edge them out. I like Penn State by 10.
Penn State by 10 over Kansas State?
Yeah, I like Penn State by 10. I feel like K-State, they lost Deuce Vaughn. They don't really have a run game. He was really their run game when they couldn't throw the ball. I feel like they struggled on that this year, and that's why I like them to at least make it to the Cotton Bowl, New Year's 6 Bowl, but not go all the way with it. Penn State by 10.
Hey, so he got James Franklin getting a bowl victory. All right.
But yeah.
All right, gents. Let's move on to the Peach Bowl. Peach Bowl will be December 30th in Atlanta, Georgia at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I got Alabama versus Clemson for this one. Now, these teams have met numerous times in the college football playoff. I got these teams not making college football playoff. You feel me? I think Clemson is not – they're there, but they're not there yet to get to the college football playoff. It'll be a surprise if they make it. Obviously, I don't got Alabama making a college football playoff. I got them finishing second in the SEC, though, but it's not going to be enough to get a bigger spot up in the rankings to get into the college football playoff. In this game, again, we got to see how Alabama quarterbacks play out throughout the year, whoever it's going to be. We all think it's going to be Jalen Milroe. I feel like this is going to be a shootout, low-key. This could be a shootout. I feel like Alabama offense is a bit underwhelming, but again, they got 4 or 5-star recruits all over the board, so let's not forget that. They also had the number 1 recruit class last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Clemson's offense is sicko, though. Bo and them boys, they always come ready to play. I low-key, I got Clemson winning this. I got Clemson winning in the Peach Bowl, beating Alabama. I feel like it's going to be a shootout, but if it's not a shootout, it's going to be within the 20-point range. I'm going to say like 28-24 type stuff.
Respect.
Ooh, that's a good one. But I think I got one better that's due for fireworks. I got Florida State versus USC in the Peach Bowl.
Ooh,
I
that's going to be
think
crazy.
that can go down as one of the better games of the college football season. Them two teams match up. We talked about this on numerous occasions, how much firepower that USC offense has, with Caleb Williams. I don't think Caleb Williams playing that game, but they still have all of them receivers. They still have the running back. Like, they're going to be electric. And we've been talking about Florida State a lot, tonight. So I think Florida State, what they got with Jordan Travis, Marshall got him being within a Heisman finalist. I think he could be one of them. I don't know if I got him in there, but Jordan Travis, that offense that they got out there with all the weapons that they got out there. And then you mentioned Jared Verse and the solid defense that they have. I think this can be, one of the better games of the year, like I said, but I do have Florida State coming out on top in the Peach Bowl over USC.
I got Clemson in USC.
Mm.
I'm not into the hype train of Caleb Williams. He struggled against San Jose State. He has to show me.
He didn't struggle. He didn't struggle. Defense struggled. He didn't struggle.
I feel like he's supposed to put up 30 plus on San Jose State. He's a Heisman quarterback winner. He's supposed to put up 30 plus. All the weapons they just brought over, they're supposed to put up 30 plus on San Jose State. I feel like USC versus Clemson, USC edge them out just because they have overall talent. I feel like Clemson gasses out second half, talent takeover. Caleb Williams win.
All right.
Bold prediction.
It is bold. All right, let's move on to the Orange Bowl. The Orange Bowl is also on December 30th. It will be at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. My prediction, I got Florida State versus Penn State. Again, I would love to see Florida State make the college football playoff, but I just don't think it happens. I think they finished ranked about 5 or 6 at the end of the year. Penn State, I think they finished within the top 15. They can get close to 10. They probably make top 10, but I don't got it. My prediction for this game, I got Florida State winning. I think Florida State can win by I'm going to say 10-14. I got Florida State win this game. I feel like Florida State offense is just too much. Penn State defense is not bad, but I got Florida State winning this one.
I'm not gonna lie, I got Clemson versus LSU down at the Hard Rock, battling them out. We spoke ravingly about LSU all night, but I like Clay Cupneck, Will Shipley, the defense that they got, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. They have some solid pieces over there. And I'm not going to lie, I got Clemson with the upset over Florida State. I think LSU has a good year, but I think that Georgia loss is going to be too much for them. I don't think they bounce all the way back from the Georgia loss in the SEC championship. Kind of like a letdown of we should be in the playoffs, but we lost to Georgia, so we're not. And I think Clemson just comes out there and show that they're the better team, especially if guys like Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors opt out and stuff like that. I know that Cade Klubnik and stuff is going to be in that game as well.
I actually got LSU versus Texas. I got LSU versus Texas, and I have LSU winning, of course. I like Jaden Daniels. I feel like he gets it together. He improved his game. I seen him be taking steps since he's been at LSU. I feel like he get it done. He get the win down there in Hard Rock. Yeah, LSU. LSU by 10.
LSU by 10 over Texas?
LSU by 10.
Bro, I think Texas is gonna be good, but I don't see the hype saying is Texas back? They're gonna be back, but it's they're not gonna be back.
You don't think they're back?
They always finish around this type of range anyway, regularly. I don't see them exceeding it. Maybe they can prove me wrong, but I see what he's saying.
We'll see.
All right.
See about that one.
For sure. All right. So next bowl we got the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Day at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. This one I got Washington versus Tulane. I got Washington versus Tulane. Now Tulane, they turned up. They showed a lot in 2022 for sure. We got to put some respect on Tulane. I'm not going to just leave them out. They beat the crap out of USC in the Cotton Bowl last year. But Washington, I like them more in this game. I got to Washington win this. I feel like the Pac-12 offense is just too much firepower. Got Michael Penix Jr. returning.
Yeah.
They're going to be contending the Pac-12, let alone Tulane coming out the athletic conference. They going to compete. Maybe they can prove me wrong. Maybe they could beat another Pac-12 team just like they did last year. Just like I mentioned before, where they beat USC. But I got Washington edging them out in this game for the Fiesta Bowl.
For the Fiesta Bowl, I actually got Oregon making it, not Washington. I got them playing Penn State for the Fiesta Bowl. And I got Oregon edging them out. One last hurrah for Bo Nix before he goes off to the NFL. I just think, Oregon just going to have a better team. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like James Franklin and the pieces that they got over there, especially at running back. Nick Singletary. It's a dog. But I just think Oregon's going to be the better team, especially playing on the West Coast. I think it's going to be more Oregon fans in there than Penn State fans. And I think they edged them out in a close one. That's definitely going to come down to a one-score game, in my opinion.
I got Oregon and Georgia. Like you said, one last
he has Georgia not making it back.
Yeah.
You ain't got Georgia making it to the playoffs?
No. I feel like a lot of that Georgia success was really Stetson Bennett. I feel like
he wasn't even that good.
Crazy.
Don't start.
I'm not gonna lie. Stetson Bennett was like that.
How was he that?
Even though he was almost 40 years old playing with college kids, he was like that. Let's be real. He was like that.
When you're throwing the 4 or 5-star receivers all game, he got the best tight end in the nation by a mile.
Hey.
It's like, and you got the crazy running back, and you got Kirby Smart coaching you, and that defense is nuts. I don't think he was all that. I think in some games, it's like this, okay, this is really just the defense and the offense firepower on him. But we're not talking about Stetson Bennett. I think Stetson Bennett is trash, but continue.
I feel like Georgia don't get it back to where they were. I feel like since Stetson Bennett leaves, I feel like it's a gap in leadership.
You don't like Carson Beck?
I don't. I really
got
don't.
No faith.
I don't. You gotta understand, I'm a Florida Gator fan, so I just seen him play. I really don't have no faith in him. I feel like Florida defense will fuck around be top 10, and I feel like we give him hell. I feel like they don't do as good as they did in the previous years.
Bold prediction. Coming with the bold prediction tonight.
He said he got Georgia not making it to the playoff. That's crazy. I don't know. All right, let's move on to now. We're going to move on to the college football playoff bowl games. Let's talk about the Rose Bowl first. We played in Pasadena this year. Man, every year, the past couple years, the past handful of years, the Rose Bowl has been phenomenal. Like, let's be real. And I got to continue to be phenomenal this year. For some reason, I got USC sneaking into the college football playoff. I got Michigan versus USC. Now, these are two teams. Again, we talked about Michigan before. We think Michigan the best teams in the Big Ten.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
USC, I know I said in the previous episode, they be falling on their face sometimes when it matters, but they be folding. Again, this prediction, I went a little bit bold here, as we could tell when we argued with our previous bowl game predictions. I could see USC sneaking in, but it's their defense I worry about. And for that reason, I got Michigan beating USC. I feel like USC they won't be able to handle that running back duo of Donovan Edwards and Blake Corum. JJ McCarthy and Jim Harbaugh, they're going to have a game plan. I just got it. I got Michigan moving on to the college football playoff final.
For my Rose Bowl, take it how you want, but I got Michigan versus Texas. I think Texas get into the playoff and plays a really good Michigan team. I already told you this before. I got Michigan running through the Big Ten. I got them beating Penn State and Ohio State. Yes, they're going to 3 years in a row beating Ohio State, and this game's in Michigan too. So I think they got that edge there as well. But looking at Texas, I think they slide into the playoff spot because why? I think they go down to Tuscaloosa and upset them. I got them going to Tuscaloosa, upsetting Bama, and I think that's the biggest test on their schedule, probably besides, K-State and TCU later in the season and Texas Tech at the end of the season. I think they make it through that gauntlet, win the Big 12, get in, but get ran over by a great Michigan team.
I actually got Michigan and Washington in. I got Michigan and Washington.
You got
Yeah.
Washington sneaking into the college football playoff.
I really do. I really do. I really do.
Oh Lord.
Call me crazy.
Wait.
What
I'm
call
not
me
gonna call you
crazy.
crazy. I gotta think of another word that's similar to crazy. I don't know.
Call me
I might be crazy.
insane.
Am I hearing this right now?
Call me something. I feel
Hold on.
like Washington wins out the Pac-12.
Let me clean
and
my
they
ears
get-
up.
Yeah,
and
let
they
me
actually-
hold on.
feel
Can I wake
like-
up right quick? Hold on. Okay, go again. Who your prediction again?
I say I got Michigan and Washington. I
Oh,
say
Lord.
Michigan rolls Washington, but I like Washington to sneak in, win out the Pac-12. Because let's be honest, Utah they ain't no front runners no more. Only real front runners is Oregon. So I feel like Washington get it done against Oregon. They beat them out.
But
And
you
they sneak
just
in.
disregard at USC, huh?
You disregarding USC?
I told you
did they
I didn't buy
die?
into- I told you I didn't buy into the hype train. I really don't like USC. But call me crazy. I just feel like he has to prove to me. I seen him when they played Notre Dame last year. They got bailed out. If you want to be technical, they wasn't even supposed to get as far.
Okay,
as
that
they
game
got
I can
bailed
agree
out.
with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I feel like USC they're more known for that's an offense. They're known for offense, not for defense. I feel like they can't stop a nosebleed if they like to put it in. So I feel like Washington they'll do it on offense and defense. I feel like they'll win out. But I like Michigan to roll them I like Michigan to roll them. Michigan by 20. I like Michigan by 20.
So you pretty much got Washington proving that they shouldn't even be making this college football playoff spot in your prediction.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, Michael Penix, if you watching this, and Marshall got some hope for y'all.
I got something for y'all. I got some hope for y'all. Some hope.
Facts. All right, let's move on to the last college football playoff semifinal game. We got a Sugar Bowl. Sugar Bowl on New Year's Day as well. We played at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans, as usual. I'm not gonna lie. I got a rematch from last year. I got Georgia versus Ohio State. That game was sicko. I got Ohio State sneaking in. I got Ohio State sneaking in again. I got Ohio State. They could probably sneak in. So, call me crazy too, but I got them probably sneaking in. I can see this happening. A rematch though, Georgia versus Ohio State. Phenomenal game last year to kick off the new year. Honestly, it really came down to Ohio State missing that game-winning field goal to send Georgia to the national championship, which we saw Georgia throttle TCU. I mean, we'll talk about that game. Now, both of the teams lost a lot to the draft, but both of the teams are also reloaded. Like it's never ending for these teams with recruits and transfers. With that being said, my prediction, I got Georgia again edging Ohio State. This time it won't be by a game-winning field goal. I got Georgia winning this game by 10 for sure.
That's what they say, man. Great minds think alike. So I got the same thing for the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. I got Georgia and Ohio State playing. I think Ohio State makes it in kind of off the strength of, I think every team is going to have a loss, and Ohio State's going to have the best looking loss, losing to Michigan at Michigan. I think that helps their argument with getting into the playoffs. I don't really see them losing. I got them beating Penn State this year, so I think they slide into that. And as for Georgia, I got Georgia running through, SEC, doing what they do, especially in the SEC East. It's really not the good side of the SEC. No offense to Marshall. But yeah, I just got Georgia edging out Ohio State as well. Kind of like you said, I don't think it comes down to, field goal like it did last game. But I think Georgia wins a pretty good game, probably by 10, 13 points as well.
I got Bama and Ohio State. I told you I don't like Georgia to make it again. I feel like Bama clean it up, get it together. I feel like Muro, he calms his nerves down, he gets his arm right, he get accurate. He can run. I just need to see his accuracy, his pinpoint accuracy. But I like Ohio State. I love Ohio State. They got two of the best receivers in the nation. I feel like Ohio State gets it done. I feel like they get it done by 20.
Okay, so all right, hold on. You know what? All right, let's move on to national championship. You're going first. So the national championship game, and this year it opened up 2024. Marshall, you go first. I want to hear this because correct me if I'm wrong. I just thought about who his top two teams are going into the final game for the championship.
Ohio State, Michigan. That's how it's gonna come down to.
I got
them come back again. It's crazy how the committee works. Remember last year, Alabama was really supposed to sneak in and get in there. They won out. They did everything they're supposed to do. But who they snuck in there? Ohio State. I feel like the committee sneaks in Michigan, Ohio State to make that really a championship game. That's gonna be the game that brings in the revenue. That's gonna be an American game right there.
Alabama didn't deserve to be in last year. They were rightfully ranked at 6. Like they deserved to be in last year. They were kind of disappointed last year. Like they were up to the standard we expected them to be, even with a Heisman winning quarterback.
They lost by 3 to Tennessee, and everybody threw them out the conversation.
They lost to LSU as well.
You acting like LSU wasn't like that though.
They weren't, but they surprised LSU surprised a lot of people last year too. We didn't know how Jaden Daniels was going to be.
I mean, LSU got hot late, and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like, so you really got Ohio State and Michigan.
Ohio State, Michigan.
That's what I tell you.
Big Ten national championship.
So hold on. So it's gonna be a Big Ten national championship, just like it has been like past SEC national championships with Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah.
I got a question for you then. So during the regular season, when Michigan and Ohio State play, who do you have in that game?
I said Ohio State gonna beat them in the regular season. I said they don't make the championship, but I like the committee to sneak Ohio State and Michigan inside the college football playoffs just to make it interesting so they can get that game again. I feel like Ohio State edges them out just by like a field goal or maybe a touchdown. But I feel like they try to get it again so they can bring in revenue. They're tired of seeing Alabama. They're tired of seeing Georgia. They want to see something else. I feel like the 2 teams they're bringing.
So you got Ohio State being national champions this year.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be having Dennis do backflips in here. Where Dennis at? Somebody call him.
Wow.
Somebody call Dennis.
Wow.
Dennis will do a backflip right now if he wanted to.
I wish Dennis was here to hear that.
For sure. He'll be jumping. He'll be geeking right now.
And it's crazy because I hate Ohio State. You know, they took Urban Meyer from Florida. So that's a very bold predicament, statement for me. Very bold.
Yeah.
Very bold.
For sure.
Then who you got?
Obviously, my national championship game is Georgia versus Michigan. We've seen these 2 teams play in 2021. We've seen Georgia kind of like dominate Michigan. I don't think Michigan was as good back then as they are now. With that being said, though, I still got Georgia winning this game. I got Georgia 3-peating. As much as we don't want to see it, you know how we are as fans. We don't want to see the same team win back-to-back, let alone 3 years in a row. But Georgia's just too dominant, man. I feel like Georgia's going to beat Michigan, but it's not going to be like a blowout like they just killed TCU. I feel like Georgia wins another close game. I feel like this one's going to come down to like 3 or more. Whoever got the ball last, that's who's winning this game. But I got Georgia getting the ball last and just finishing out. I got Kirby Smart over Jim Harbaugh.
Wow. So we got the same college football championship prediction, Georgia versus Michigan. But I'm going to go with Michigan. I'm on the Michigan hype train. I'm rolling with the Wolverines and everything that Jim has been building over there. I think it's their time. Their time has arrived. Especially if Blake Corum's healthy going into that game. You got Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. You got J.J. McCarthy. I like J.J. McCarthy, another dark horse for a Heisman. You got Roman Wilson on that offense. I think their defense is legit. I done talked about their offensive line so many times. They have the best offensive line in the nation. I think, that mixed with the 2 hidden monsters that they have and at running back is going to just, they're going to play grown man football against Georgia and actually beat Georgia and upset Georgia. And you will be looking at Michigan as your 2024 national champions.
That's a pretty, I wouldn't say bold prediction due to we know how dominant Georgia has been the last 2 years. I feel like they can continue it, but I like the support you got from Michigan. You see, like, I feel like you low-key a Michigan fan. Like,
I'm just rolling with the Wolverines. I listen. I told you this before. I'm a truth teller. I've been on the Wolverines for the last few years. I've seen the progressions that they made over the last few years. Some people didn't see it, aka Dennis, picking Ohio State and stuff. And I was telling them, this team is coming. And I think this team has finally arrived to that next point. Like they've been taking the steps. They almost got to the national championship last year. They lost to TCU. I think they actually make it this time and get over that hump. And Jim Harbaugh actually etches his name into history in Michigan, with a national championship.
Hey, I can respect that though. I can respect that. Again,
I just call it how I see it.
No, you don't. You're not the truth teller.
I just call it how I see it, man. You need to stop hating. You need to stop hating.
That's me.
Stop hating. I just call it how I see it, man.
I'm honestly still appalled by this gentleman's college football.
I gotta have some controversy.
I'm just appalled. Like I can't even speak right now. Like I'm appalled by your college football semifinal picks and then your national championships. Like you really have Ohio State, Michigan in the national championship.
Not only that, he has Washington making the playoffs.
That's another thing. I was about to say that. Like you got Michael Penix Jr.
You believe in Michael Penix that much?
I believe.
Somebody here don't like him. They think he overrated. I'm just letting you know. I'm not gonna say no names.
I'm a
feel like-
truth teller. All I do is tell the truth, bro.
You feel like
He's
he
the third
overrated?
best quarterback in the Pac-12.
I feel like he's second best behind Bo Nix.
No, stop. No, see, I don't know why.
I don't like Caleb. I don't like Caleb.
I thought you were about to say Caleb Williams, but
I
I
don't
don't
like
know what
Caleb.
you're smoking right now.
You know I couldn't say Caleb, bro. I hate
Bro,
Caleb.
come
I
on,
hate him.
you're tripping.
He's not. I feel like he's really. I feel like he got talent around him to make him look good. I feel like he's not really like that. I feel like he got talent around him to make him look good.
So at Oklahoma, when he took over for Spencer Rattler in 2021, in my opinion, he didn't have too much around him.
Oklahoma always had a great recruiting season, so they had talent. Spencer Rattler just fucking sucked. That's how I see it. He just sucked. That's why he left to go to South Carolina.
Spencer Rattler didn't look good, but
he did.
Wow, you got Caleb Williams as the third best quarterback in the Pac-12 as well. Yes, I preface that by saying I'm not the biggest Caleb Williams fan. I think some of it is hype. I think some of it is talent and what Lincoln Riley offense brings, for a quarterback. But I can't knock him for that. Like, he's just playing in that system, bro. And the system makes him great. He won a Heisman in that system. So I got to give it to him for that. Like, and as we've seen in the past, this system has now produced 3 Heisman within like the last 5-6 years. Almost 4, because Jalen Hurts had an argument. He was a Heisman finalist within this offense as well. So
stay asleep.
Wow.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are our New Year's 6 bowl game predictions. Let us know what you think about our predictions. Let us know who y'all think could also make these New Year's bowl games. Let us know who y'all think we left out. Let us know who y'all think is going to be in the college football playoff semifinals. Let us know who y'all think is going to make the final game. Let us know who y'all think is going to win the championship game. Also, comment down in the comment section or give us some reactions about Marshall's picks. They questionable to me, but hey, to each their own, as they say. To each their own. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving to the last topic of the night, we are going to talk about our Heisman winner predictions. Now, there are also multiple other awards for college football besides Heisman, but there's too many to go through. We don't really want to drag that along. Exactly. So we're just going to stick with the Heisman, which is the most important college football award. The Heisman award is for the best college football player for that season. Khalil, I'll let you kick this one off first.
So my Heisman winner this year, barring injury, anything like that crazy happen, my Heisman winner for this year would be Texas's quarterback, Quinn Ewers. I think with, the offense that Steve Sarkisian got down there, with the weapons he got, he has Xavier Worthy, he has Jordan Whittingham, he got Adonal Mitchell, the transfer, and the 2-headed monster at running back with Jonathan Brooks and the 5-star running back CJ Baxter. I think this offense going to be one of the top offenses in the nation. At the end of the day, I do have them making it to the playoffs, riding that Heisman train that Quinn Ewers will be pushing this coming season. I think Quinn Ewers' time to show why he was rated, the best quarterback in his class coming out of high school. Like, he's going to show that this year. He's going to put everything that he's learned together, especially, last year being just his first year actually playing football. The year before that, he didn't play. He just really watched at Ohio State. So I got Quinn Ewers carrying in that Texas offense and him getting in Heisman and being your 2023 Heisman winner.
Ooh. Respectfully, I'm just gonna say this flat out. All right, respect Caleb Williams. I don't know, Marshall don't like him, but I think Caleb Williams is a phenomenal talent. I think he's gonna be probably the number 1 overall pick going into this draft, barring he has a terrible season or injury. But to win Heisman back to back, it could happen. Just not be the same. I'm gonna say I got Jordan Travis winning the Heisman. I got Jordan Travis out of Florida State. Again, his offense is just too much, man. Mike Norvell, they went great. They did great last year. I feel like they're going to continue it. Again, they're not going to make the college football playoff. They're a sleeper team to make the playoff. They're going to be right outside that top 5. But Travis last year, he went crazy. Threw for over 3,200 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 5 picks. He ran for 7 and ran for over 400. So it's like the offense is just loaded. Bring back 6'7" wide receiver Johnny Wilson. Bring back Keon Coleman from Michigan State. Trey Benson is on the ground. He's one of the best running backs in the nation. Their offensive line is pretty good as well. I feel like he's gonna put up even better numbers than he did last year. Now, again, I'm not disrespecting Caleb Williams and that Lincoln Riley offense. Lincoln Riley makes every quarterback look pretty darn good. Whatever system, every quarterback that plays Lincoln Riley system, they look pretty darn good. But I'm just gonna be different. I'm just gonna go with Jordan Travis winning the Heisman.
Yeah, I got Jordan Travis winning the Heisman too. Like you said, he threw over 3,200 yards, threw over 24 tutties, only 5 picks. Yeah, I like him to go ahead and get it done this year. I don't like him to beat Florida again, but I like him to win Heisman.
I mean, Florida State is the best team in Florida, but we knew that already.
Yeah, they definitely better than UCF for sure.
But for sure, by far.
Shoot, UCF better than Florida. We could debate that all day, but anyway.
That they are better than Florida. I'm not gonna lie.
Both got Jordan Travis winning the Heisman this year.
I do. I mean, like I said, I like Caleb Williams. No, I don't like. I love Caleb Williams. I love watching him play. He's phenomenal. Somebody here hates him again, but we're not gonna talk about that. I don't know what he doesn't see. I don't know. But I don't want to go with the norm. Like obviously, Caleb Williams is your Heisman favorite going into this year. The odds for him are solid. But I just see Jordan Travis. I think Jordan Travis is the second or third best quarterback in the nation. You can argue, you can debate that if you want to as well. But yeah, I got Travis winning the Heisman. I'm stick with it.
I don't know if I don't even. He can make a case for it, but I don't know, man. I just don't know if he'll do enough. I definitely don't have him doing more than Quinn. That's why I took Quinn. I just think, with Texas, they got so much talent out there, and I think they have so many, like, I'm not gonna say so many, but they have enough games to where they can kind of stat pad a little bit, kind of like Caleb Williams did last year. He had a lot of games where like he could stat pad a little bit against lesser talent.
And that's why I don't
know about that with Florida State though. Florida State doesn't have the easiest schedule,
They don't.
Just who they opening up with. I mean, Jordan Travis will have to beat LSU week 1 to have a chance to win Heisman, in my opinion.
I predict that he wouldn't, but still, I feel like that game can set the tone for the season, or maybe it cannot, because we did see Bo Nix. A disclaimer out here.
Yeah,
I think Bo Nix is overrated. I don't think he's got good, but whatever. We saw Bo Nix get killed by Georgia in week 1 last year, and then he went on to have a top 5 Heisman candidate season. So maybe, hey, Jordan Travis, if he starts the season off bad, he still can turn it up and go crazy. But Khalil don't like Drake May. I'll speak for Khalil. He don't like Drake May. I'm gonna give my
overrated. Drake May is overrated. I'm gonna give you a hot take right now. Right. Drake May is going to end up just like Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold. He's going to end up just like Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold. Watch. Remember this? August 30th, 11:15 Eastern time. I said that Drake May is going to end up just like Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson.
You see what he did as a freshman? Write it down. He's only a sophomore. He came out of prom with his prom suit on still and went to throwing dots. I feel like he'll get it. I feel like I've had him at number 2. I had him at number 2. I had George Travis.
Unless the only way he can change my mind is if he showed me like kind of with Joe, because I wasn't hot on Joe Burrow either.
I wasn't either.
Change my mind. He gotta. I'm not saying he gotta, have one of the greatest years ever. That's what Joe Burrow did, but he gotta put up crazy numbers in the ACC. That's all I said for him to change my mind.
All right, well, let me ask y'all a question. Who y'all think finishes top 3 in Heisman besides y'all prediction, obviously? So y'all got for number 2 and number 3.
Number 2 and number 3.
For me, I got Quinn Ewers winning it. I got Caleb Williams making it to New York, and I got Marvin Harrison Jr. also making it to New York.
I had Jordan Travis, I had Quinn Ewers, and I had Blake Corum. Only reason why
Go ahead.
I feel like the only reason why he didn't get a look last year because he got hurt, he couldn't finish the season. But I feel like this year he go whole season, he get it done. I feel like he get invited to New York.
Hey, Blake Corum was within my top 5, but I got Jordan Travis winning it, Caleb Williams coming in 2nd. I got Marvin Harrison Jr. in 3rd. I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr. he can get close to what Smitty did in 2020. We saw what Smitty did with Alabama and with Mac Jones as quarterback. Smitty went sicko.
Smitty went sicko.
I feel like Marvin Harrison Jr. can do that.
I got him with Biletnikoff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This shit show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are our Heisman winner predictions. Let us know in the comment section what y'all think about that. Let us know who y'all think y'all Heisman winners are for the 2023 season. Let us know who y'all think is going to finish top 3 in voting for the Heisman. Let us know also in the comment section who y'all think is a Heisman sleeper for the season. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of episode 10. Thank you guys for tuning in to Before the Horn podcast. We have reached double digits in episodes. We only gonna keep going up from here. Again, we finna take off soon. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe on this video. We appreciate all the love we've been getting. Keep giving us feedback as well. Keep interacting with us. We love when y'all do that. Hey, special guest, you got anything to say, bro?
Go Gators. Y'all tuned in tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, one, thank you, Marsh, for coming on. For me, talk your talk, even though, Florida's like the 3rd or 4th best team. Y'all down there with Miami somewhere. Y'all competing for that 3rd spot is Florida State, UCF, and whoever y'all want to put at 3, that's talk about that another time. But appreciate you for coming on. Appreciate you, the fans, for all the love and support that y'all been giving. Make sure y'all keep following us on Instagram at Before the Horn Podcast. We're almost at 100 followers. Let's get to it. Follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Before the Horn Pod. Like I said, more content will be coming out soon, real soon. Keep a lookout for that. That's coming sooner than you think. But appreciate the love and support. Until next time.
Also, follow all our personal Instagrams. They are on the screen, and they also will be in the description box. Marshall's Instagram will be in the description box as well. Again, thank y'all for tuning in to Before the Horn Podcast, episode 10. Keep running it up. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Have a good night. Thank you for tuning in or listening or watching. We appreciate it.